Hello. Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to our Abode Master, Brother Huang, Hualien Dharma team, and brother and sister around the world. Welcome to this Saturday Hualien Dharma talk. I'm Sister Mabel here today, and I will be doing the opening. Okay. So I will be sharing a short acceptance speech from Master. With collective strength, we can eliminate suffering. Buddha homeland remains in poverty to this day. Woman sits ideally on the ground amidst warm surrounding. What can we do? How can we bring about change with sincere heart? We move forward step by step. 2 feet alone cannot go far. We need many more people. Fireflies shine brighter in swarms, just as humanity strives in masses. With companions by our side, we press on forward. For only together we can alleviate the world's suffering. Reception from Master Chen's speech, Heartwarming dialogue session with Su Ching volunteer from Malaysia on 25th March. Okay. Cảm ơn for Master teaching. Okay. Let us send our sincere prayers into the 10 directions. May the Sahara land be free from disaster and peace will be well in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piety. Let us put our palms together. So may all minds be purified, may there be peace in the community, and may there be no disaster in the world. Okay. So together we pray for universal love and blessing. Let's put our palms together. With loving respect, gratitude, and confidence, let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body, an enlightened mind, and a total fulfillment in universal love. Now let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe, and let us unify love. Make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Okay, so before we hear the wonderful sharing, let us invite our Dharma Master to lead us in paying homage to the Triple J.
Stephanie.
Okay.
Yes.
Let us pay our respect for this teaching and explanation to Buddha and Master Cheng by making 3 sincere bows. Okay, so let's rise, put our palms together. First bow, second bow, and third bow. And a bow to our beloved Abode Master who joined us today. Okay. Okay, so today on our agenda today, we have Brother Huang will be sharing on Dharma Insight. Sister Su Ching is sharing heart to heart with Master Cheng, and Brother Victor Jieh and Sister Janet Yao about happy learning and forget about age. Okay, so next one, let's invite Sister Moon for the weekly summary.
Yes.
Sister Moon?
Yeah, okay. Can you unshare the slide first?
Yes, okay.
Can.
Yeah, good morning, brothers and sisters. I'm Sister Moon, and I will be reading Sister Su Ching's Dharma poem for this morning as she's traveling. We will begin today with Brother Huang's Dharma Insights. I believe that we will have only this for today as Sister Su Ching did not have time for the other part of the Dharma poem, right? This is on Brother Huang's Dharma Insights shared last week. We must know where we are before we go, not just for now, but for seeds we sow. The Dharma lights a path both deep and wide, lighting paths for those who walk and those who guide. A teacher need not be perfect to begin, learning still while teaching others from within. True teachers grow through trials they endure. Their journey makes their insight strong and pure. We once raised teachers high, placed them above, but they too once walked, unsure but full of love. The mind must settle, be still, be clear. Even flawed ones can still draw near. Students and teachers need the same right view. Walk the path together, both steady and true. The mirror shows the world with steady face, yet holds no heat, no mark, no trace. A mirror reflects without becoming the flame. It offers truth, but it takes no name. The fragrance stays long after flower is gone. Like Dharma's truth, its presence lingers on. Its wisdom quiet, like still air in spring, not loud or sharp, yet it moves everything. In silence, it teaches what words cannot show and guides us gently where we need to go. Canon brothers and sisters, for the opportunity.
Thank so much to Sister Moon for helping us to read Sister Su Ching's wonderful summary of last week's session. A very good morning to all the brothers and sisters. Welcome once again to our Saturday Dharma Hualien. And today we will start off with Brother Huang, who will give us his insights on the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. The platform is yours, Brother Joe.
Thank you, Sister Stephanie, and thank you, Sister Moon. I think that was a very wonderful recitation. your voice and everything just make the poem even more powerful. And I think you definitely you probably had some training in dictation in doing these recitations. I think it's definitely very capturing our attention and also capturing our soul with every word that you said. Thank you, everybody. Good morning. And once again, it's our weekly online meeting for the review and also sharing. I think it's very important that we continue. Just like what I mentioned last week about the fragrance and the aura and how it permeates, which we'll talk about later. I think Dharma is something that we have to learn to be immersed. We want to be immersed in the Dharma so that it comes out naturally. I don't believe it's something like a tool where you put it in your pocket. It's like a Swiss Army knife where you can just take it out. At times, it might seem that way. At times, when you hit certain things, you hit a obstacle, and then you want to take out your Swiss Army knife to get through this difficulty. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. And Dharma is like that, right? It's like a tool of all. You could use it for everything. That's just the entry level. What I think Master wants us to do is that it's so immersed and it's so jointed with us that it becomes natural and it just comes out like the way that we're breathing. It becomes part of us and it becomes natural. It's not going to be a Swiss Army knife where you had to take it out. And sometimes you might forget about it, you might forget about bringing it. And Dharma should be something that's more natural, where it's becoming your second nature, or even it becomes your habitual tendency. That is good. So I think the way that we do this is continuously, every day. We are getting these Dharma, and it becomes part of us so naturally, in that it sort of becomes like the way that we use感恩. The way that we use感恩is very natural. It comes out, and you don't have to tell yourself to say it. It just comes out. And even the gesture becomes something that's a second nature, right? You put your palms together when you say 感恩. So when you say 感恩, it naturally comes this way. It's not something that you go through your thoughts and then thinking, oh, now I should put my palms together. Or it's not something that you have to say, well, in order to show my sincerity, I should put my palms together. It comes naturally. And so that's something that I think Dharma would be really, really, it's worthwhile for us to be immersed in it so that it becomes part of us, like naturally comes out and becomes something of a habitual tendency that's good. Okay. All right. So let's get into today's content. Let me first say that I might have to leave a little bit early. I do have another meeting at 7 o'clock. So I would like to get into that meeting before 7. So maybe I'll have to leave about 5 minutes before 7, just to let let Stephanie know about this, so that you guys could sort of continue. Okay, so today we're always going to be talking about what happened previously, and I think I really like this section, because I think that for this section it really captures one of the most important things that I always been talking about, which is about good teachers. I think that for all the content so far that we see, I'm thinking that this is probably one of the most important chapter, in that not only are we talking about being good students, but we are talking about being good teachers, and we are learning to be good teachers. And these are the best examples where they are now good teachers. They're the great sages that are the disciples of Buddha. And not only that, but they are imperfect. And I think that's what the best way to put it is, that every one of these practitioners, they are not perfect, but they are great teachers. And what this chapter says is that you can get there if you want. You can get there if you try, if you learn. But these are the things that you have to be thinking about. And that is throughout the journey, you have to learn to adjust, to make up for the deficiencies. Throughout the journey, you have to, accumulate experience. You have to making progress, and you have to, so you can self-adjust. And these are the things that are very, very important. There are the chapters. These are the chapters that we have covered. And after that, we're talking about chapter 7. So section 7. And section 7 talks about praises, praising the Buddha. And we talked about this, and this is all about ready to learn, the attitude to learn, the mindset to be prepared. And all these are what's talking about is the attitude to make sure that that the students understand that you're not learning for yourself. You're learning to be the teacher. You're not just going to be the student, you're going to be the teacher. You're learning to be the future generation for them, because you had to pass on this teaching. You're learning to continue the teaching. And I think these are the very important attitude. And it's not just the attitude. Sometimes if you know what you're learning for, if you're reading something, you're trying to get something out of it, obviously you would pay more attention. If you're just doing a light reading, it's good, you can absorb it, but the attitude is a little bit different. So I think for all the people in the audience, they should know why they're coming to listen to the Buddha. And for these disciples, they are very certain that they are learning to be the teachers. Now, there are others in the audience that might not have this feeling, right? There are others that are just simply here to trying to, get the bit of wisdom, right? They're just trying to rub off of all these dharma, right? It permeates. So you just want to be close to good people, to wise people, and maybe you can get some wisdom yourself, right? That's very understandable. There are people that's, have this mission and this responsibility to trying to get to the next level, and that's all fine. So what this attitude is really important is that it's important in that it's trying to get people, the disciples, to know that you have to have this mindset, and then it comes with all these celestial flowers, incense, the banners, the flags, the canopies, the garments, the strings of jewel and treasures, dishes and food, musical instruments, right? And what we're talking about is that it's not just how expensive or how high class all these things are. All that shows is that these are the requirements. And I'm not talking about the material. I'm talking about the respect. I'm talking about the mindset where you have to present the best you can, regardless of whether you want to be here to learn for the future, to learn as a teacher, or to pass on the Dharma. Even if you're just here to listen because you think you should be, you don't have any obligation to become the carrier of the Dharma, you still have to have this requirement in order for you to learn. In order for you to learn, not only do you have to open your hearts, but you have to show that respect. You have to show that respect for this Dharma. And the way that you do that is you present the best part of you. You present the best, right? You give your best. All the celestials just means that people give out their best and trying to sort of open and humble themselves. And that's the necessary mindset. Then we move on to section 8, where it goes into the praises, the actual praises. The supremely great and greatly awakened is the great Lord of sages, with no defilement, no contamination, and no attachment. And what this is, it talks about this aura, this Dharma being an aura, being like a fragrance where it permeates. It permeates through to the people around them. And I think that's what I started today by saying that it's not something where the Dharma becomes a Swiss Army knife, a tool. It is something that we can use, but it should be more than that. It should become part of us, where all the things you touch, all the things you say might trigger something that you learn, might lead you to think about something that you knew. And I think that's something that Dharma has within us. If you have a lot of contact with it, then you will get that. You will get that resonance. You will get that resonance from the Dharma that's inside you. And the way you do that is accumulate a lot of it, is to keep on listening. And that's how permeation works. Okay. And so we talked about mirror, that's non-attachment, and fragrance or permeates is about how it lingers. And these two are very different. We spent a lot of time last week talking about mirror and fragrance. Mirror, in its analogy, essentially means that whenever the object in front of the mirror is removed, the image inside the mirror is also removed. There is no lingering trace. It just removes, right? There's no attachment. And it's not like our mind, where we are looking at the tree and then we shift our eyesight to look at the flower. But my mind is still thinking about the tree because I like the tree better. Or because I like tree, so in my mind, the tree is better, looks better than how it really looks. The mirror truthfully reflects what the image is. It truthfully reflects it, right? There is no anything that's tilting, shifting. There's no beautifying it. It's not like where we can put a beautiful lens over it and make it look better. No, it's just it. It truthfully reflects, and it does not. You don't get attached to it. Okay, but fragrance, on the other hand, is very different. Fragrance actually permeates. Mirror is on a line of sight. If something blocks between the mirror and the object, then obviously you don't get to reflect that. But fragrance is different. Fragrance permeates. That means it goes around the corner, it goes around, it permeates and fills up the whole room. And all these things are sort of, it all gets it, whether you had the direct line of sight or not. So if you have something that's around the corner, the mirror cannot see it, but the fragrance will get through. So it's a lot more permeate, right? So, and it lingers. It will linger around, so it doesn't just die down, right? For the mirror, it's direct line of sight, and if you remove the object, it's gone. But fragrance stays. The object that has a fragrance, you removed it for a brief period of time, the smell is still there. So these are two very different feelings, but it's there. Okay, but it's both very important. It's both very important. Hang on, let me just take a phone call from us. Hang on. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so all these are the praises for the Buddha. Okay, so the mind is silent, the mind is peace and tranquil. That's talking about the non-attachment. But the way that tranquility is, the property of tranquility is something like fragrance, where it can move out to other people, permeate to other people. Okay, so now this week, Sutra of Infinite Meanings. So we continue on, and Master explains this, right? What is serenity? What is tranquility? Master says it means to have no wants or desires. And that is how the non-attachment here comes out, right? Truthfully reflects. You have a pile of gold, then the mirror truthfully reflects that. There is no want, there is no desire of getting it. Mirror, it's just a mirror. Our hearts, if can be like a mirror, then it's very, very simple, right? You reflect a pile of gold, a bag of money, some very delicious food. But the mirror itself only truthfully reflects that. It does not say, I want to eat this, or I don't like this. I like the smell, or I don't like the smell. It doesn't do anything like that, right? So that's what serene or tranquility, right? The Buddha's mind is extremely serene, tranquil, pure, and steady. Steady as in your action, your thoughts and your action are not going to be affected. Your mind doesn't, your thought and your tranquility doesn't fluctuate just because you see something. You are just truthfully reflecting what you see. Thus, it is not enticed by worldly thoughts of greed and does not waver in the face of all kinds of disturbances. That is very, very difficult. But honestly, for somebody who has been through ages and ages and ages of life experience, this is actually possible. Imagine if you have already seen the ups and downs of the society. If you have seen the great rise of empires and the great falls, you've seen everything. You've seen the life and death. You've seen all the good things and all the bad things. Then honestly, your thoughts and your mind isn't going to waver or fluctuate in the face of all kinds of disturbances. And that's what, that's very important, right? Fragrance, experience, all these things are not something that you can try to grab, but you have to accumulate. And that's why the great Lord of Sage, the Buddha, had accumulated such life experiences, accumulated into wisdom, such that you have that property of serenity where you are able to stand still in the face of all these disturbances. And that in of itself is something that permeates too. You're standing next to someone who is very experienced, who is fearless in many aspects. You will be contagious of that too. You will feel more confident. You will feel more at ease. You will not be lightly moved as well. And in the sutra, it talks about the Buddha has forever eliminated the delusions of his thinking, perceiving, and recollecting. He is never again influenced by the elements, the skandhas, the realms, or the entrances. So all these are saying that nothing can move. You are steady as rock, and you are not going to be easily moved. Why? Part of it is the way that you're able to reach samadhi. But that is also because nothing that you see or nothing around this world is going to surprise you because you have gone through them. Because you are not going to be surprised by all these things when you have gone through all of it, accumulated experiences, right? You've seen it all. Okay, so what this element here is thinking, perceiving, recollecting, right? No more delusions with the mind. And so these are the Chinese characters of thinking, perceiving, and recollecting. And it all has this part in it, that's the heart. And that means in your mind, in your heart, whether you're thinking about it, whether you're perceiving it, thinking is more active, right? You think about it. But perceiving is receiving, right? You're receiving perception. You see something and you reflect to it. Recollecting is not just thinking, but it's rethinking. So all these three things, if you're thinking, perceiving, and recollecting, whether you're actively thinking about something or you are passively thinking about something, or you are rethinking about something, whatever this is, however the thing that might be, your hearts are not going to be affected. Your minds are not going to be affected. It's going to be remain still. And that is one of the that's one of the biggest, the most important property. And how that comes to play. Why is that important? Well, we will see in the future. Because without this tranquility of mind, your wisdom, we will not be able to choose. We will not be able to think clearly. We will not be able to act wisely. And that is why in the praises for the Buddha, all these things about the mind, it's not just about what he does. It's about how the Buddha, the Lord Buddha, is able to keep the mind at ease. And that has been one of the biggest and the most important part of the training. So thinking, perceiving, and recollecting, right? All these elements, none of the external influences can enter, can influence whether it gets really hot, whether it gets time really long, whether all the things around, the sound, the sight, the smell, all these external things will not be able to affect you. And that's what this is talking about. You are reaching a state of samadhi at all times. Okay, so that's the sharing for today. I ask you, I apologize for having to end early. I do have to attend a different meeting, but I think this is something that we should always come to think about. Permeate, right? Saturate ourselves with Dharma so that it doesn't become just a tool where you had to remember to pull out, right? It becomes part of you. It becomes like our breathing. And when it comes to that, then use it internally to try to keep our mind at tranquility so that none of the externals can influence us. Can we do that? No, not right now, and probably not for a very long time. But that's something that we can now know, as teachers have shown us, that can be done and that can be reached if we set that as our objective. So when we are learning, as I mentioned, the mindset is important. If you learn to be a teacher, then we will learn toward that. And now you know the way that we try to achieve is the tranquility of the mind. Now that you know that's your objective, we can change our mindset so that when we learn and listen to the Dharma, that's what we are tailoring for. And when we have a goal like that, we can learn more quickly. It's like, you have an index page where you know what your chapter is today. And then when you go through that, you know briefly or overall what the point is. So something like that is something that we can try better to learn and keep ourselves always in touch. The permeation, keep that fragrance on you. Thank you, and apologize I have to leave early, but thank you all for this wonderful opportunity for me to share and for us to interact. Thank you.
Thank you so much once again. Sorry, Brother Huang, for giving us another great insight into the verses in chapter of virtues. Yeah, truly, Dharma is not just a tool, but if we continue to permeate into it, it can transform and evolve our nature. Thank you so much once again, Brother Huang. I wonder if it's possible for all of us to capture to a group photo today with Brother Joe. Very quickly, because Brother Joe has to leave for his meeting. So I appreciate if all the brothers and sisters can quickly switch on your video. Yeah, we can see Sister Su Ching already in Lumbini. Even though there's a 2.5 hour time difference, yet, following in the Dhamma immersion every day. Okay, if you have switched on, then I will take the group photo today. Okay, are we ready?
我开始了吗？
1, 2, 3.
各位家人
Thank you
好。
so much. 等一下，阿金师姐，请稍等一等，
好。
请稍等一下。感恩 so much, Brother Jieh Huang. Yes, thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for your great diligence. Today, we are very grateful to continue part 2 of Sister Ah Ching's story, The Beggar Who Made Great Vows. So without further ado, I would like to invite Sister Ah Ching to switch on her microphone. 啊，金师姐你已经有到了哈，好 ，and she's ever ready. So we'll pass the platform now to Sister Cheng. You all can listen or look at the translation in the chat box. Yeah, that will be done by Sister Huang. OK，静师姐，好，今天可以开始了，我们期待听你的故事哦。
好，我是不是要讲比较慢？我讲了，他们在翻译，对吗？
对对对，在翻译的。
那我讲慢一点。
可以，很好，感恩。
好，那
感恩您哦。
各位家人好。我上周讲上集，那这次讲下集。那其实那一天太紧张了，有些还没有讲完。那我再来继续讲。我虽然发心买地捐给商人，然后希望能够建净食堂，然后又变了不止净食堂，说还要有分会，所以有了还有医院，商人说还建医院。那虽然做这样的一连串，当然我们付出无所求，但是在这个过程中，我们也不是说一直在做好事，我们就能够一切顺利。我也有逆境的时候，那就看我们用怎么样的心把它走过。我在我34岁，医院刚建好的那一年，我的先生舌癌，那时候还好，因为有医院，所以很快就到医院接受治疗了。那一般我们乡下的孩子，要是嘴巴破了，就会觉得只是太累了，火气大了，吃一点喝一点凉水什么就可以退火就好了。那事情有时候不是这样，所以在这里跟家人说，我们嘴巴如果有破掉，一直好不了，就要看医生了。我的先生就是嘴巴破了，他觉得火气大，没有管他，结果就变成烂了一个洞这样子。那也去小诊所给看，小诊所，哎呦，你要快点到大医院，所以我们就回来，就进了我们慈济医院做检查，一检查才知道是癌症。那时候我们20几年，我们这边也不是很普遍，然后就这样也会吓一跳。先生也是觉得，怎么无缘无故怎么这样就癌症了？那也因为有这所医院，他很快去给简院长，那台中现在的简院长，让他开刀，帮他开刀，还好是初期，就把癌症的地方割除，然后淋巴也没有扩散出去，这样很快就治疗好了。然后这是好像先做了有医院了，然后自己就先去享受到这个福利用到了。好，那这个癌症就这样有顺利走过。那再经过4年之后，我38岁，那时候我的仓库火烧了，我的公司这边烧起来，也因为装那个消防设施，因为厂房有600平，我们台湾600平，不知道美国外是多少平，很大的厂房就必须要装设消防。那装了花了30几万，装了像一颗炸弹。他就这样子1个多月后，他火烧起来了。那一天早上，公公婆婆他们还是跟往常一样，清晨3点多就起床，到医院后面那边煮茶水，煮青草茶给大家喝。那我的小儿子，也读小学3年级而已， 他那一天，妈妈，我今天想早点去学校。好，我也穿上蓝天白云这一套，就送他到学校，因为他的学校在医院的附近而已。然后我就去帮公公婆婆煮茶水，让他们回来吃早餐。那我在那边的时候，公公婆婆回到家的时候，他打手机给我，说阿静啊，快点回来，快点回来，仓库火烧了。我从医院，因为医院到我家只有5分钟的时间而已，很近。我在医院那一边望向我家的这一头，哇，天哪！怎么那么大的那个黑烟那么大？哦，吓死了！我快点开着车又回来了。回到家的时候，消防人员已经拉上黄色的线，那个就是危险了，不能进入了。那时候真的不知道怎么办，不知道怎么说是好。我们想要抢也抢不到了，因为那个电线走火，就整个600平台湾的厂房都围绕着那个火了。那消防人员也到了，说不行不行，你们不能再进去。我想说，天哪！我所有办公室的资料、客人的货单、进货、出货的单，全部都在那。客人的一些联络电话、住址啊，什么资料全部在办公室里面。我没有进去拿，怎么办？但是就是不行了，什么都不行进去了。那时候只有望向天。那时候真的无语问苍天，不知道怎么办，真的不知道怎么办是好。那消防人员也告诉我，快点快点，你的房子里面看，因为公司跟仓库就在一起，那在旁边又是我的住家。他说连这一栋房子也许也都保不住了，快点进去拿你重要的东西，先拿出来就好。他让我进来拿。我一进这个家，我想说，天哪，我要从哪里拿起呢？每一样都是我最爱的东西，都是我跟先生这样一起买看上盖了新房子，这样一样的购置回来，都是我们最心爱的东西。我要搬走什么呢？那时候真的不知如何，然后就快点把最重要的契约什么这些房产什么的这些重要的东西先拿着出去，望着天上人诸佛菩萨。要是我们这一家7个人，因为有公公婆婆，我和先生还有我3个孩子，一共一家7个人。我们过去生要是有欠人家这一下，我会欢喜还，因为上人说欢喜还可以打8折，那我就选择欢喜还。我这一次有这个能力可以还，我们愿意还。但是如果不会让你们为难，拜托不要让我们一无所有，留下一点吧。因为前面这边600平的厂房，后面还有一个300平的厂房。那看到前面已经完蛋了，没希望了，我快点从旁边的那个道路那边跑过去看后面的。哇，天哪！旁边后面的那个墙也在冒烟了。我和公公拿着水快点要灌，但是真的太热了，太热，没办法。我觉得这样不行，我们这样很危险。我快点把公公带过来这边，我跑过来这边，我请消防人员，如果可以的话，拜托你的消防车一步或2步到我后面那一边，帮这一栋600平的，如果守不住了，我后面那一栋300平 看是否能够守住，不要让我什么都没有了。那消防人员想说好啊，那就真的一部车去后面，就守着那个300平的厂房哈，那边他跟他洒水，让他这边的火也让这边的火不要再烧过去后面。那这样子，终于后面的300平有守住了。还有，我的住家这一边，现在也就是现在这一间，我跟你们分享这一间有守住了。那600平的厂房跟办公室都烧了。那在这个过程让我感受很多，因为好像诸佛菩萨听到了，他那个火如果一直往北边飘，我的房子没有；如果我一直往南边飘，我的300平也没有了。那就这样子的，它好像一条黑色的巨龙往天上，就是往天上抓上去，所以才能够留住我的家和我后面的300平厂房。那在这个过程中，我也得到满满的爱，我也真的相信人间有爱。就这样子的，我的亲戚朋友，我在大林镇上，我2家，我的娘家跟我的婆家，我们都是从小到大都是在祖先都在这里，所以我们的亲戚朋友会特别多。那大林是一个小镇，那亲戚们听到这个讯息，大家都跑来了，哇，好几十人，这样整个这样，大家在这边看着火烧，也没办法使上力来。那就是有些人会在我家里这样的安慰我们，安慰公公，安慰婆婆，那就这样，阿姨、姑姑、婶婶啊、伯母们，大家来都会哭的都比我还伤心，他们也是舍不得。但那时候变成我要去安慰他们了，他们舍不得。我说没关系，我们家还有米煮。那公公在外面，一些叔叔伯伯大哥们也会陪着公公在那边。那有些伯伯啊，年纪大了一点，他们也比较不清楚，他们就跟公公说：“啊，整个这大连镇上，也就你们这家最善良，最就是一直在做善事的意思了哈。那老天爷没有眼睛，竟然将你们这家全部大火，我们整个当时我们那场火的时候，是我们整个嘉义县市最大的火，让阿静遇上了。那我觉得还好，这场大火是烧在我家，为什么你们知道吗？因为我想说，因为阿静一家都是慈济人，那也有上人的法给了我们，财产不是自己拥有嘛，是五家共有嘛，该是我们的，会是如果是我们欠人家的，我们要欢喜还。我就会用这样一些简单的上人的法语来鼓励我自己，也告诉我自己，所以我的心很快就会想开放下了。那当这些伯伯们跟公公说的这些话啊，老天爷没眼睛啦，好心没有好报啦，竟然让你们遇到这么大的火，老天爷都没有帮助啊，什么什么的啦，一些话啦，他们也不死，也是埋怨的，在替我们打抱不平这样子的心啦。那公公的心有受到动摇了。他就那一天，我们早上我们的这场火是早上7点多，员工都还没有来上班呢，他就烧起来了。所以当员工们来，都吓到了，哇，怎么这样子？那从早上一直烧到隔天还在烧， 就是烧了日夜30几个小时，才把火有扑灭这样子。那公公的到下午傍晚的时候，公公进来房子这里，他说：“阿静，你们那些伯伯叔叔们说叫我不要再做好事了，因为做好事好心没有好报，叫我不要再每天清晨3点多就起来煮青草茶到医院给人家喝了。”我说：“爸爸，那你觉得呢？”爸爸说：“我六神无主了，我也不知道该怎么办才好。你说，你决定。如果阿静，你说不要煮了，我从今以后我不再煮茶水，跟大众结缘了。那我就说，爸爸，你坐下来。爸爸，因为谁说好心没有好报呢？就是因为我们做好事，我们才有好报。我们一家7口平安，生命没有受到威胁，大家平安都还在，就是因为我们去做好事的。你3点多跟妈妈，你载着妈妈到医院去煮茶水，然后我先生那时候在大陆做生意，那我3个小孩，我就老大、老二这样一个一个载高中、国中小学这样的载再到小的时候，我就去医院当志工。那时候有2期的宿舍在建，也跟劳工朋友们互动也用茶水让他们带进去工地里面喝，我也在那边忙。那就是因为我们一家7口通通不在现场了，去做好事了，所以当大火来的时候，我们也有消防人有邻居的人帮我们打119报案了。那消防人员来了，我们回到家才有他们拉住我们，否则公公也一直想要跑进去开堆高机啦，一些货车什么出来但消防人员都把他挡住了，不行，太危险了。那因为这样子，所以没有进去抢这些东西，也许进去生命没有了，有形的物质烧了，那这个无形的心，还有这个身体，如果再烧了，就是最大的遗憾了。那我说，我们都平安在。那爸爸，你如果今天打火打到很累了，你就休息一天，明天早上就不要去煮茶水，休息1天没有关系。要是因为伯伯他们说的好心没有好报，你不要去煮茶水，这样就不对了。我们有好报，我们都平安健在。那你如果明天不累，你还是继续再去煮茶水吧。爸爸公公他听了我这些话之后，他就说：“好了，好，你既然如果这样说的，我就听你的话，我一样去煮茶水。”果然真的，隔天的清晨，消防人员、消防车都还在家里这边打火，在那边浇水，还在那边浇。公公一样是3点多跟着婆婆那一天，因为当场他看到就晕倒了，所以他去医院。隔天早上他可能就这样就没有去，就公公去。公公一样3点多去医院，后面那边烧柴水，他用木头烧青草茶，要去起火烧木头煮青草茶，他就这样子的，一样去做。那记得不久的时候，过了不久，上人来了，就见了我们这一家。那上人跟他说：“周居士，听说你火烧的那一天，你还是去煮青草茶，隔天你还是去煮。”公公就跟上人说：“对呀，师父，火烧是我家的事啦， 仓库烧的是我家的事，跟要来医院看病，还有这些同仁们喝青草茶，没有一样的，没有相关的，所以我还是一样去煮青草茶。那上人就说好有智慧。那上人其中他还给我一句话，上人跟我说：“阿静，你们家就是这样，平常你们就做来炖，就是我们一直做善事来堆积，就对，做来炖。你看，当业力来的时候，我们才有资粮跟人家度嘛。我不晓得这怎么跟你们讲，就是这样子哈。所以平常就要做来炖，业来才有通度业来才有的相抵呀。那就这样子的，孩子们也下课回来了。早上出门的时候去学校是好好的，怎么回来？不是妈妈阿公去接他们，都是亲戚朋友。然后我们回来看到，哇，仓库烧了，孩子们就告诉我妈妈，我不要去读书了，我想把钱节省下来，我们家的仓库烧了。哎呦，孩子也拿着他的普曼给我妈妈，这里给你，妈妈怎么办？这样我们怎么办？我告诉他们说，没关系，一枝草，一点露，天不会绝人家的生路，只要我们一家7口平安还在，那你们安心去读书，爸爸妈妈会再努力奋斗，把失去的再找回来。那我们家的米案里面一样是还有米可以煮，你们安心去读书，爸爸妈妈会想办法，你们不用担忧。那时候公公婆婆2位也很自责，我们这个乡下都有流行什么岁数再见久就是不吉祥的。那时候公公婆婆2个一样的岁数，都刚好69岁，他们就很自责，是自己不好，把这个家带来厄运，这样子的点滴在责怪自己。我说爸爸妈妈，你们不要自责。要是如果是这样，一场火能够让你们2位老人家平安留下陪着我们，这样这个业我们愿意来承担，我们一起全起来一起承担，把它走过。只要我们都平安还在就好。那就这样的劝着他们，我们不要灰心。我们已经很幸运了啦，这样都没有人员的损伤。那还有在生意这一方面，我的所有资料都烧光了。那台湾的电视新闻，那个东森新闻台比较没什么好播吧。那一天就是整天就是我家的，全台湾就是我家仓库烧的最大的事吧。新闻一直报我家火烧的事情。那我们一些客户看到新闻台的时候，他们自动打电话，因为他们还有我们的电话有资料。我们现在的人都是输入在电脑里面，什么都没了嘛，那仓库客人们就打电话来，坐在那时候我的会计星期一他们来上班了，家里那时候我家里还有跟公司一样的电话，公司的烧掉了没得听，但是主机在我家这里，所以我住家这边还有电话可以听，会计们都在这里听。那客人他们就问，确定是我们之后，他们就会，那我的会计知道他们认识哪一位客人，那他们都会再帮我们继续联络其他的客人， 跟他们说我们仓库烧了，那他们有跟我们拿的货款，他就请会计快点用那个账号给他们，本来都是月结开票1个月、2个月，甚至还有开票3个月的。那但是这一次的大火，客人们真的我觉得很感恩，真的人间有爱，有满满的爱哈。他们都自动汇现金过来我的公司，那我到我的账户，甚至我还有客人，他们在大陆，他的会计打电话，刚好他们在聊，说的他有跟他讲了啊，某某公司酸罐火烧了，那怎么样怎样？那个老板们打电话打我手机，告诉我周太太，你的账号给我。你们的账号给我，我请我的会计先就是先汇款几百万过去，让你先周转。你这个时候应该很需要现金周转。我告诉他，大哥，谢谢你们，他也是我们的大客户了。我说谢谢你们，你现在先不用，让我先把这里处理。我真的需要的时候，我会向你开口，那时候你才再借我就好了哈。所以我觉得真的很感恩呐，大家这样的关心，然后嘘寒问暖的，然后亲戚朋友送东送西的，送了一堆的东西。那我最记得那时候就是要接近，再过几天就是中秋节了。20几盒的中秋月饼，30几盒，客人朋友亲戚朋友这样一直送到真的是吃不完，就这样子。那这个火烧去我的那个月好像要800多万的，就是客人跟我们买货哈，那个账单哈，好像800不知道800多少。在这里要跟各位家人分享，真的好心是有好报的。上人一直叫我们平常能够的时候多去付出，真的我觉得有满满的感受。我既然800多万的账款全部收到了，1毛钱也没有减少掉。本来是月结支票的，全部都现金回来让我走。当然，这个数字烧完对我来讲是真的很需要的，但是那一份爱，所有客人、厂商的这一份爱，真的是让我感到最温馨的，也是最重要的，比那800万还重要。这样很大的鼓励给了我，真的是最大的后盾跟支持，让我非常的感动。那同样火烧的那一天，我的先生，我再打电话给他，仓库烧了，跟他说对不起，没有照顾好仓库，给火烧了。那先生听了这个讯息，他也快点，马上买机票坐飞机回来。那天的下午，2点多他就回到台湾了。那就好像是师兄们就到高雄去接他。接他回来的时候，他看到这一场火，真的他也傻住了，因为4年前他才癌症而已，他才患了癌症。那我们2个结婚是从没有，我们是从负债，从一无所有的一点一滴，这样慢慢累积起来的。这是我们的心与血，夫妻共同努力奋斗、打拼下来的结果。 但是就这么快的一场无情的大火烧去了这一切，这几十这几十这嗯这差不多将近二十多年来的辛苦奋斗，付诸一炬了，都没了。那他也是很难过的。我告诉他没有关系呀，我们不向命运低头，我们在勇往向前走。我相信我们夫妻如果同心，黄土也能变成金。我们只不过回到原点而已吧。我嫁给你的时候，我们不是也什么没吗？都是贷款嘛。我们两个还背负十几万的贷款，每个月背负这么多的负债，我们两个都能够并肩一起走过了。那这一次的大考验，我相信只要我们夫妻同心，我们一定能够再走过这一个关头，这个关难过，关过。我相信我们还是一样能够走过。那我们一家七口都平安留着，就是感恩老天爷，感恩诸佛菩萨的。那先生那时候心是比较脆弱的，所以阿静告诉自己，公公婆婆年纪大了，3个孩子还小，那先生才刚生完病，他的心也是脆弱的，也是需要我保护。阿静告诉自己，这个家我要勇敢的挑起来，我要做这个家的大柱，这个家的梁柱，我不能再倒下。有形的物资已经烧了，无形的心不能再烧。无形的心要是烧掉了，这才是最大的损失。所以那个时候，阿静有告诉自己，我要勇敢的站起来，这个家才会有希望。那也感恩我有走入慈济这几十年，上人的华语，上人给我们的，平常给我们的话，我有听进去，所以我们就这样走过了这个关卡。那我鼓励着孩子，然后我难过，我不可以在他们的面前。那也还好，我那一天的下午，婶婶、阿姨、姑姑他们大家都来，他们在那边在家这里很伤心的，很不舍我们这场大火。但呢，阿静就很勇敢，变成我去安慰他们。阿姨没关系，我们家的米案还有米，谢谢你们，我会走过的。我们会再想办法，我们会走过，没关系，不要难过哈。然后他们都说，如果需要钱，不要客气，一定要说哦，我这边有，怎么样怎么样的。我真的我觉得好多的感动，好多的爱，让我觉得这真的是非常重要，非常重要。那要再告诉你一个好，告诉各位家人，你看阿静选择，就是选择放下了，这是我们全家的业力，我能够走过，能够还人家的，我觉得很开心，还了这一下，还好没有倒掉，我的公司没有倒，我的家人都在，那我是最大的安慰。那也许阿静是选择感恩的心吧，在仓库火烧完8个月或9个月，我越南的会计打电话给我周太太， 我们8年前跟什么人买的那一块地，那时候仓库火烧了嘛，仓库火烧的8年前，对，仓库火烧的8年前，我在越南做生意，那有一个年轻人呐、他什么都没有，他就是有一块鸟不生蛋的地在那里而已，所以他找我说：“周太太，你可以买下我这一块地帮忙我吗？因为我都没有钱可以做生意啊，就这一块地也没有用。”你可以帮我，你买下这一块啊，我跟你拿货，才从中扣掉，就扣掉这些费用，这些钱慢慢扣啊，我拿货不用钱，让我能够把生意做起来，然后让我的家能够建起来，怎么样怎么样的。我想说好啊，才那个时候台币100多万嘛，美金5万多块而已。那我想说，我跟先生一路走来，很多人都是我生命中的贵人。那现在我可以当人家的贵人，我当然愿意。所以我说好啊，好，我就跟他买下。那时候越南是共产国家嘛，你买了不能用我们的那个所有权状，不能写我们的名字。那我是说真的，我是存着帮人家的心呐，因为我觉得那时候我有能力可以帮人家，我愿意做，就这样子，不在意那个东西。所以你知道吗？不可思议耶！哎，8年后我的仓库烧了，然后我的会计打电话来说，某某人，有人要帮我买那一块地，我都几乎忘记那一块地的事情了。那时候他说要买美金100万嘛，美金100万，那我仓库烧去4300万的台币，4300，那活险赔1100万，还不足3200万，那就这样子，这么刚好，这个不知道怎么去形容，竟然那一块地人家跟我们买美金100万，那时候刚好是32块。就是美金1块钱换我们台币32块，那100万刚好是3200万，那仓库烧去4300万，活险赔了1100万，刚好不足，还不足3200万，那就在这一块地，就这样把它找回来了。所以我说这个冥冥之中不知道怎么说的阿静真的有太多的感受这个不知道怎么说的，怎么这么凑巧？所以说我们遇到事情真的不要恨天怨地，不要埋怨，不要忧愁，然后什么事都不要往不好的方面想，我们要往正向的方面想。这样身上才会充满着正能量。我觉得每天这样身上才会有充满着正能量的那个力量就这样子的4300万，不增也不减，就只是换个方式再把那些钱找回来而已呢。所以各位菩萨，各位家人，你听了阿静的这些故事，你们觉得怎么样呢？真的，我叫说入我门不平，出我门不户。真的我觉得这冥冥之中太多的不可思议的那个力量那个因缘所以家人们，当我们遇到困难的时候，记得想想阿静这个故事，这个也不是故事，这个是真人真事，是真的事情。你就想想阿静，在这样的困境、这样的困难中，我都把它走过了，那没有什么过不去的关，也没有什么过不去的坎，就看我们用什么心把它走过。所以不要小看自己，因为每一个人都有无限的可能。阿静的时间也差不多到了，还有2分钟，看家人有什么要问。
感恩 so much to 阿金师姐，阿金师姐的故事真的给我们很多的启发，就是说我们都要做来对
对
吗？对的
对，
事情做就对，
嗯，
然后就是这个无形和有形的东西，我们要知道哪一个是比较重要。好，所以我现在应该是我们还有1分钟。So brothers and sisters, after listening to Sister Ajing's story, yeah, truly we can see the great strength or courage that she has in facing the great challenges that befall her. But because of her great vows, yeah, she was able to overcome and have a very clear direction of what she needs to do. So, brothers and sisters, are there any questions or feedback that you want to give to Sister Ajing? Anyone? Oh, Brother Chin says Sister Ajing has affirmed the faith and understanding of Dharma. 阿金师姐，我们的一位师兄说，您让我们看到那个正性和这个你的正觉，你了解正解，OK 和正性，所以你真的了解和生性的那个法，所以真的。
sending regards from 佛国阿金师姐，你的故
看到你
事很
们了
震撼。这边是蓝比尼花园，我们大家
我还没有
一起都
去，
觉得很震撼的故
我
事。
那个地方还没去，我还期待下次有机
对哦
会去。
阿金师姐，你已经到了，你已经到了，我们全部都有知道你很震撼了，阿金师姐。
哎，谢谢。
感恩你，感恩师姐。我们会再做第3场啊，因为师姐跟上人的故事还没有开之前。好，我很期待。
差不多了啦。差不多了啦。
感恩哦，
可以
感恩，感恩。
好，感恩。So, maybe we can take a photo now. 阿金师姐，你是还可以留下来吗？还是你要离开了？
我是可以，我等一下是还有活动，那个
这样子我们
健康检查，
先跟你拍个合照好吗？
好，
先跟您拍一个合照。
好，要怎么拍？
没有关系，我就叫大家再来开视频一下，我们再来跟阿静师姐，因为刚才还没有跟阿静师姐拍合照。那我们的 brother Victor and sister Janet 已经在稍等一下哈。好，那么我就直接拍了，等一下就不需要再拍。好，感恩。好，大家 ，Can you please switch on your camera so that we can take a photo with Sister Jing who has to leave for her activity? Okay, I'm gonna take the photo now. 1, 2, 3. 还有 How, and then with Sister Xiaoqing and Sister Effie all the way from Lumbini. And we look forward to hearing from the third part of Sister Ajing's story. 阿静师姐，我们期待再听第3集哦。
好，谢谢。
好，感恩。
这样我可以去忙的是啊，我可以去忙是吗？好，谢谢，再见哦，拜拜。
感恩，拜拜，感恩。Okay, moving on, we have our ever diligent couple, Brother Victor and Sister Janet, to share with us a very pertinent topic. Happy learning, forget about aging. Please welcome Brother Victor, Sister Janet. The platform is all yours.
Dear beloved Master Zhen Yan, Above Master, Global Shujing families, and online listeners, good morning. What a wonderful day. This is Victor Jieh. My Dharma name is Jieh.
This is Jenna Ya, and my Dharma name is Chi Ya. We are from Great Love Radio. First of all, I would like to wish you all happy spring season and the coming summer. May everything go well and be safe. Today, we would like to talk to you about something that we can make us study happily and be so happy that we can forget our age. What would it be, okay?
First of all, let's go back to the time has come on September 5th, 2024, the last year. That day is the opening day of our Northern California senior class. As you can see from the picture, the opening day is very lively because we welcome many happy elders to the senior class. The most grateful thing is that 2 centenarians also attended this class. One of them is 101 years old, called Brother Yang Dalu, and to show that he's still young, we all call him Brother Yang. And the other lady is 102 years old, Mother Zhu. They all walk into the class on their own in very good health. The average age of the elderly currently participating in the class seem to be around 70 or 80 years old. And most of them are not Tzu Chi people. This shows that the elders of this age group need to come here. What's even more gratifying is that we had many volunteers come to participate in the service that day. Our volunteers are old, middle-aged, and young. And there are also old Bodhisattva who are over 80 years old, but they are still willing to serve. And they are more willing to cooperate with the activity to mobilize these elders. So they are also very young people in their 20s, but they are willing to learn to be service volunteers in a senior class. So you can see that the senior class is like creating a big family with 3 generations of old, middle, and the young people get along together.
Then you must want to ask why a senior class established and why are senior class needed. Please let us watch this video first.
的课题，我们再看到的是慈济的北加州分会，非常靠近美国的科技重镇，也就是矽谷，所以当地的华裔人口特别的多。所以北加州分会举办的乐龄学堂，就有很多的爷爷奶奶来参加，而且都是儿女帮他们报名的，甚至有很孝顺的子女是陪着爸爸妈妈一起来上课，从来不缺席。
加州分会乐龄学堂开学了，设计一系列课程，要帮助65岁以上银发族活动身心，预防衰老。
人都会老，那我们如何让我们的人能够慢慢的老，健康的老，优活慢老？所以在这个课程里面呢，除了运动之外，我们还希望有脑动，还有互动。
这个力量要出来。
这是我们第一次来，今天是带着妈妈来。妈妈102岁了，因为平常都是在家里面啊，就是看看书啦，要不就是吃饭睡觉，就是这样子。
真的很好，慈济的课程安排的也丰富多彩，我都有尽量去参加。我觉得慈济人真的非常有爱心。
我想让他多出来多接触人，因为互动的比较少，来这边的话就有互动，好吗？好，真的很温软，很体贴，很温软。
Sorry, we couldn't.
新闻吕婉洁、刘汉清，美国。
Sorry, we couldn't find we only can find the Chinese version, the Dai TV. But from here, everyone can understand that the senior class is to provide extensive and diverse while-long learning opportunity for the elderly in the community and to provide an environment where they can socialize and interact. If you observe the elderly around you or the elderly in the community, you will find that they are very lonely at this age. We just hope that they can come to this garden to have the opportunity to learn happily and forget their age happily, which is the main meaning of our name, Happy Senior Class.
I believe everyone is more concerned about what are the course contents provided by the senior class. Our course uses diversified content, although the senior class is a project of the charity group. We believe that the senior class is a lifelong learning class for the elderly. So we adhere to the principle of running an evergreen university for the elderly. So our curriculum must also adhere to the purpose of education. The course is designed to meet the needs of the elderly. Have 3 main curriculum plans. One is exercise plus brain exercise. Should also be coupled with interaction. Another feature of the senior class in Northern California is that it will add Su Ching humanities courses. First of all, when we talk about exercise courses, it is inevitable. However, in teaching, we do not just provide exercise. We also research on teaching methods. We design a series of courses to teach in a step-by-step manner, learning and then combining it with interesting props or music. And finally, giving students a sense of accomplishment and self-confidence in what they have learned, so that students will be interested and confident in the exercises that they are willing to practice at home.
For example, I start the ribbon Arabic from the first day of the class. In the beginning, I taught the student to use the strength of their wrist to play with the ribbon. And every week, one practice from progressive arm strength to the ability to dance with the whole body through the colorful and the beautiful lines of the ribbon, and then to the combination with the music. After 6 lessons, it comes a ribbon dance.
So when you take them to the largest open space, like the Thanksgiving Hall, they can express the beauty of life like a ribbon freely. So this is an interesting based teaching method that are enhanced learning. Therefore, our courses avoid using video recording to teach and must use a 3D natural sense of space. Therefore, our sports courses, including muscle strength training and the physical fitness exercise to improve limb joint function. This is an elderly course targeting the elderly with muscle strength, muscle endurance, flexibility, balance, and fitness. We also use sports props. So currently we have ribbons, elastic bands, polar balls, tower exercises, and free hand exercises, such as the wrist and the elbow exercises designed by Dr. Huang of the Jieh American Medical Association. We also teach physical fitness suitable for the elderly. So there are many music-related activities, and some doctors suggest that singing and dancing are good ways to prevent dementia. Therefore, we can use the piano teacher to slowly play the audio for our elders to encourage them to sing loudly. We are grateful to our teachers for their patience in playing old songs that suit the ability and the preferences of our group of elders. So singing can strengthen memory, improve concentration, and strengthen lung capacity training. In the same way for music, we have also arranged some rhythm or line dance, which not only trains the sense of rhythm and stimulate the reaction of the body and the hands, but also designs some brain stimulating puzzle games, which can improve the concentration of hearing and the eyesight. and can also strengthen the reaction training of the brain and the hands with hand-eye coordination, concentration training. So this is what we call our course to have brain-using courses. And these games also need to be coordinated with other people, which is interactive behavior. Most of our students are non-Tzu Chi people, so there are also some courses where we also bring Tzu Chi humanities and Tzu Chi stories to the elderly. So we just like the Tzu Chi story behind each song and the story. They are very rich and worth learning. The tour in Tzu Chi bookstore also inspires students to love Tzu Chi by getting to know Tzu Chi and also love Tzu Chi's humanities, giving them more opportunities to interact with Tzu Chi. We also arrange medical lectures for the elderly. In short, our course arrangement combines exercise plus interaction plus brain use plus Tzu Chi humanities.
What we are also grateful for is that these students are very supportive. The students are basically good students who attend the class on time. They are very proactive and cooperative in the classes, especially the two already over 100 years old, the elderly, who are good example. It is our sincere love that allowed them to come to the class to achieve the purpose of the learning. Here they can find a happiness and get to know many loving people from the Tzu Chi. Here they learn the lifelong learning and enrich their lives, lives and the meaning of the life. It is help to their physical and mental hopes, seeing their trust and engageness to learn. In turn, it motivates our volunteer to continuously improve the quality of their learning and their needs. In fact, this environment is a class where teaching and learning complement each other.
Of course, for a class to be successful, it requires the integration of many aspects, and the development of volunteers is also very important. We have arranged training for volunteers before the start of the class. There is no dogmatism in the learning process, but we technically use the 5-stage teaching method to guide them very motivated volunteers. Through learning by doing, we can understand the requirement for the volunteers in the senior class. At the same time, we also understand the responsibility and the missions that volunteers in the senior class must bear.
All volunteers have a great responsibility and the mission. Before every class starts, everyone comes to the classroom on time and in advance to make many preparations. At the end, everyone finish all the work together. They find the task they should do and can fill in at any time. They work together harmonious.
So our volunteers have given warm love to the senior class. Let's listen to a passage next.
过去这2个多月，我们每个星期有2天在一起，度过了非常美好的时光。我想说2件事情，一件呢，就是说我在这个乐龄上充分感到了这个人生的幸福，还有这个人世间的温暖。 所以首先我想感谢每一位职工和我们的老师们，特别是姚世清老师、吴彻宇老师，特别是2件事情，一个呢就是说我们每堂课都是很高的水平，给我们了很多启发和收获很多。另外，身体上给我们带来了健康，心情非常愉悦。所以这样老师精心的准备了这么多课。再一个呢，就是所有的职工对我们都充满了关怀和热爱。我们每天有很好的喝的东西、吃的东西，所以呢，我觉得这几件事情都造成了我们大家都度过了这样美好的时光。再一个，我想说一说慈济。我和慈济大概有10-20年的关系了。我每次会参加这个祈福的大会，而且看到了很多非常好的 video， 知道这个慈济做了这么多好事。我呢每年都也会捐款，但是无论如何，我觉得自己好像是一个旁观者，就是没有真正的进入慈济。这次呢，参加这个乐龄学堂的活动，跟着这么多的职工和慈济人，心挨心的接触了这么多的时间，使我觉得慈济真是一个非常伟大的组织，而且慈济是一个温暖的大家庭。所以我觉得我应该更多的参加慈济的活动，我也愿意做职工，我也愿意。总之，过去的这件事情给我带来了很大的变化，思想上也有很大的变化，所以我也愿意更多的介入参加，也变成一个慈济人吧，好吧
Yes. This was after several months of courses at the senior class. The student, as you can see, is a professor, so he can speak freely. Is Wang Junwen. He has a PhD degree in physics from Stanford University in the United States, and is an academician of the American Academy of Physics. Professor Wang, academician, has very high status and is respected in the society. He was deeply moved by the warm care of our volunteers at the senior class, and he volunteered to share. He also want to join the training of Tzu Chi volunteers and doing Tzu Chi together. So he also began to participate in the volunteer training.
Of course, this person named Mei Na has received free medical help from the Tzu Chi for many years. This time, she also filled out the volunteer form after attending the senior class. Although she is a Christian and she always use biblical word to praise everything we do at the Tzu Chi in class. She hoped that the senior class is a place to receive and help the people who are destined to be the saved.
So many family members are very care about the learning situation of the elderly, and we almost always help them prepare a review video of the class for them to share with their family. So it is also their favorite to review the past and learn new things. And it also allows family members to watch their elders learn with peace of mind.
If you're interested, you also can go into the YouTube, the website, and can see all the activity in the YouTube.
Yes. So the senior class is a cornerstone of helping the aging community. I believe that the senior class can activate the development of community and open doors for good. In addition to inviting more elders to come and study together, forgetting their age, It allows the elderly in the community to live a healthy life, both physically and mentally. It can also build a good relationship with the community and build an active senior learning community. Of course, I hope that Northern California can promote the senior class to various communities like Taiwan, where each community has a stronghold to care for the elderly. So the senior class where students and the volunteers work together in class where the old, middle-aged, and the young interact with each other. So this kind of class can connect the elderly and the young people to learn together. This kind of mutual learning between generations can accompany the slow aging. Not only can the elderly regain their life goals, but the young can also absorb the life wisdom of the elders. This is why I'm in the senior class so that I can learn together with the elders. I often learn a lot from interacting with some elders.
So let's listen to the piece of this elderly lady sharing the first, then talk about my feeling. Please listen.
孩子一，我要去报名，我要做义工。哦。那我啊，你也到厨房去了？对，我去厨房，厨房好的就有一个月去剪头发给那些工人。哦。哇，赶快掌声啊！哦，那按上去有一个石头在这里啊。哦，也是我们的志工啊。嗯。哦。那就这样。像回家一样。 哦，你是从收音机大金啊听到的。
This lady, she already 83 years old, and she says she got information about the Ji is from the Ji Great Love Radio, and it come to the Ji to sign up to join the Ji the volunteer. First, go into the kitchen to cook food. And she also provide a haircut to the homeless homeless people every month. She is actually she already 83 years old, and she also can drive to the any to attend any activity, and she's still waiting to do the volunteer. Come to the senior class, and now she says she feel like the coming home. From this lady, Mei Zhen, sharing, I understood that as the host of Great Love the Friend, I should make a good use of the Great Love Friend to spread the message of the kindness and attract the more bodhisattvas. From this lady, Mei Zhen Bodhisattva, I can see that she doesn't think of the staying at home. When she is old, she still use her strength. She is the good at making snack and the delicious food. She was a professional hairdresser, and she goes to give the haircut to the homeless people. She came to the senior class to connect with the more people and make Ji home.
So next, let's take a look at the elder gentleman, Yang Dalu. He already 100 years old. Why can he still walk on his own without using a wheelchair at the age of 100 years old? Look at the video again. Yang Dalu is 101 years old now. He can complete tasks by himself in class or at any time, no matter it is static or dynamic courses, and he can also interact well with others. He is more willing to do sports, arrange flowers, do handicrafts, and sing with sign language. And he can also interact well with everyone. Moreover, why can he still express himself so clearly at the age of over 100 years old? Once one dermatologist came to give a lecture where Brother Yang could stand up and share his experience with everyone. Let's listen.
Chinese.
Chinese.
中医大人怕火罐什么东西都没有。所以我就告诉你，我这是身受风火20年，身上痒，你说现在都是痒，
现在还在痒，
现在是痒。我每天晚上一定要全毛巾啊，全身擦，擦以后涂上东西才能够睡觉。我就没办法。
用干毛巾擦还是湿毛巾擦？湿
毛巾，这个湿毛巾啊，全身擦。
擦完了以后。
Yeah.
Oh. Translate. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, Brother Yang said once he has some discomfort, he got his whole body feel it very itchy. So then he went to different doctor. It doesn't help. So he's trying to treat it by himself. He used a dry towel to wash the skin every day. Then
use the lotion.
With the lotion for the whole body. Then that also cure his whole body itchiness by himself.
We want to say he already 101 years old, but in a class he can have very good interaction, and he can stand up very well and very louder to get some the feedback with the teacher. It's very it's very grateful. Okay.
So what does 101 years old person usually do? He didn't lie in bed or sleep. He started taking charge of housework more than 20 years ago. He was responsible for cleaning the dishes at home, sweeping the dust of the floor, and he was also responsible for laying wood chips in the yard.
家里的工作，我们家的院子是他负责，吸尘也是他负责。
So
this lady,
his wife said, Brother Yang do work and housework, wash dishes, sweep the floor, mopping the floor as a witness.
And Tina is also every day. Yeah.
Yes. So let's hear why the Brother Yang like to do these things, because his accent is quite different. I have written subtitle, but I want everyone to hear the real word of what he said.
做院子啊，做家务事啊，那都是帮他洗碗啊，扫地啊，要做院子啊，拖地板啊，都是找事情做啊。在外面活动的话，那就对身体也比较好啊。尤其是我也很喜欢种各种的花呀，要保点兴趣呀，要对身体的话，自然而然都有帮助，都有好处啊。出去流汗，做活动流汗的话就很舒服啊。尤其是天气热，你在外面去活动，天气冷，在外面去活动也很好啊，就身体就变暖和了。
Okay, let me translate. So he do yard works and housework, wash dishes, sweep the floor, mopping the floor, find something to do. Some activity is good for the body. He said also like to grow flowers. It is a hobby of his and is naturally good for the body. Do some exercise, sweat a little, and your body will feel comfortable. Do some activity when the weather is hot, and it's also good to be outside when the weather is cold. The body is also warm. So why does Brother Yang like to come to the class?
Let's listen.
Let's listen.
年龄大的人呐，在家里面没有人讲话了， 其他都没有事嘛。在这里的话，都看到很多人呐，在打招呼，比较热闹一点哦，那心情就好就多了哦。在家里的话，就是看到太太看我就太开心了。这么多是朋友啊，大家看的都热闹，
哎，
感觉的就是很温暖啊。
对，看了这么多人，
看了这么多人呢。
Okay, let me translate. He said, old people have no one to talk to at home. I saw his wife look at him. What do you mean? Nothing can do at home. If you see a lot of people in the class, you can say hello and make it more lively. I feel much better at home. At home, just look at each other. In the class, you are like friends watching the fun. You will feel warm when they come to the senior class and see so many people to talk to. Having so many friends makes them feel good and improve their mood. They can interact with many people.
Yeah. Then why do you still like to come to the senior class even though you already 101 years old? Please listen.
家里有个老人的话，这个年轻人呢，真是很辛苦了。什么人招呼就招呼的，要煮饭啊，要去洗澡啊，什么东西都招呼的。
我好感动哦！
又怕你睡觉了，又怕你睡觉了，又怕你怎么了？所以家里有个老人啊，年轻的人呢是很
辛苦，
是很
啊，这真的，你很幸福，就知道说感恩。我相信这个安琼一定很感动。你看安琼值得啦，对不对？大哥说，你看家里有一个老人，这个可以看得出来，安琼在家里真的照顾得很好。
是啊，那没有他的话，根本我没办法生存啊。
今天讲话都是我们学习的。
So let me translate. Brother Yang said, if there's an old man at home, young people work hard. That means his wife is working hard. Cooking, bathing, everything needs to be taken care of very carefully. That means his wife is taking care of him carefully.
And his wife
is afraid of he will be sleeping, so very careful taking care of him. So she's his brother Yang's wife, obviously taking good care of him. And the brother Yang said, I really can not survive without her. So in front of his wife. So it is true that the elderly are very lonely at home. So young people should make arrangement for the elderly in their families so that can go to senior class to expand their social interaction scope like Brother Yang did. So what he expressed with affectionate word was full of gratitude and touching. Seeing the goodness in people is an example of everyone to learn from. Aren't you all very touched? Learning means that life will be more beautiful if you are grateful.
Okay, next, let's take a look at another student who is already 102 years old, 102 years old, who is Mrs. Zhu. We always call Zhu Mama. She always smile and very gentle and polite. She always insistent on living a self-realized and self-care life without assistance. She always say good things and smiles, keep a cheerful mood and a positive attitude, and speaking very kindly, smile and gentle and polite. So you can see she is very happy and can do everything by herself in the class. See, she eat a lot and she is very good. Is always very happy. So you must also want to ask. She already over 100 years old. Does Zhu Mama use a wheelchair? Let's hear what he say. 你跟他们讲，你坐不坐轮椅啊？
不坐轮椅，我累死，我也准备个轮椅了。
哎，都不坐，你就坚持自己要走路，很好。Okay. He say, keep holding on, keep holding on and to the walker. Walk if you can. She say, her daughter said she never sit on the wheelchair. Just one time when she went to the airport, it only that time, but she never sit on the wheelchair. And many people more curious. Zhu Mama, you are 102 years old, and ask her, how do you maintain your health? Let's listen again. And what does she say?
平时不怎么保养，
好，
就是心情要好，
心情要好，
不要发脾气，
不要发脾气，
人总有脾气，
哦
脾气来了，自己想开心
要开心就好。Well, let's learn from this. Be a good mood and don't lose your temper, and just be happy in everything. So laughter is effective, and effectiveness lead to the laughter. Where you walk if you laugh. So don't we often say that if you smile, it will be effective, and if it is effective, you will laugh. Smile is the most peaceful language, right?
So therefore, we have seen from these elders, there's strong outlook on life. Even though they are older, they still continue to participate in some Shujing activities, such as helping to make blessing and wisdom red envelopes during the year-end blessing party, or sorting out the end-of-year blessing gifts. Looking at our brother Yang's action to prove that he is down-to-earth Shujing honorable director. Therefore, if we listen more to the words of the elderly, we can avoid detours and benefit from them throughout our lives. Especially the experience of the elders has been more and more experience have been passed on. These experiences sharing are the wisdom they pass on to everyone, which is worth of our study and understanding. Therefore, people say that the words of the elderly teach you how to measure in life and work. Today, I will share with you the story of the Senior Academy and what these centenarians have taught us. I hope everyone will benefit from it. Thanks for listening, and you're welcome to give us advice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, 感恩 Brother Victor and Sister Janet, always benefiting us. Truly, we learn so much, and it is something that we at our community is looking forward to implement in our community. So it's truly a very timely to see how we can mutually benefit the elderly, and the elderly benefit our wisdom life growing as well. 真的很感恩 and 很感动。Always very grateful to be able to learn from Brother Victor and also Sister Janet and all the brothers and sisters who joined us today. So I'm mindful of the time. If are there any comments or questions from the floor? Today actually we have Chao San. So I think quite a number have already gone for the Chao San. Today and tomorrow we have the bowing pilgrimage. Okay, so we look forward, Brother Victor and Sister Janet, come back again to share with us more of your treasures. So with that, we've come to an end of our session. We感恩 to all our brothers and sisters for lots of the heartfelt and wisdom sharing. Thank you to all the brothers, sisters for your presence today. So we hope that all of us are able to take back with us this joy, yeah, from Master and Hualien love into our lives. So let us now invite maybe our brother Victor to lead us in making 3 bows to the Buddha and the Triple Gem and Shangren. Everyone, please rise. Our palms together. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. And also a bow to our abode masters. So thank you all to brothers and sisters who join us today. Have a wonderful day immersing in Dharma. Cảm ơn. Cảm ơn. Cảm ơn. See you again. Brother Victor, Sister Janet. Where are you now in the US?
Yes.
Or which part of US?
California.
Northern
California. Okay.
California.
So the link that you provided us has all the programs, the
Yes.
activities.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. That is so great. 真的很感恩. All right. 大家 Okay, bye bye. See you again. Bye bye.
拜拜。
感恩哦，感恩大家。